What's up guys, it's Matt from TDM Style here. Welcome back to the channel. We are finally back in business. If you saw my post on Instagram or in my community tab, you'll know that for the past 5 days I've had the fucking flu. Yeah, so that was real exciting. I basically spent the past week confined to my living room couch in pajamas, just drinking an absurd amount of liquids and Dayquil and whatever. And so I'm really happy to say that I'm finally feeling like normal enough and back to myself to get back to work here. And today we are taking a look at this highly requested item. This is the new Ascend Volume Cream from BluMaan. Now, before we get started, I do want to just have a quick shout out for science and medicine, because without modern medicine, I think I would have been way worse off with this flu. All things considered, it wasn't that bad, thanks to doctors and flu meds and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, cheers to all the scientists out there. Alright, now, so, BluMaan Ascend Volume Cream. As I mentioned, this has been highly requested by a lot of you, but there was also like a pretty significant number of people who were like, nah, don't review it because it's only meant for thinner hair types, so it's probably not going to work for you. So before I bought it, I did look into that, and it doesn't say anywhere that it's meant for thinner or finer hair types. It does say in the description that it will be really good for those hair types, but that's all it says. And don't worry, for those of you who voted for the Aveda grooming clay in the poll, I am also going to be reviewing that one. I just have to go buy it. So anyway, what is Ascend Volume Cream? Well, they do have this little blurb on the side of the packaging, so we'll take a quick run through that. It does have a little motto on top that says, "Get lifted, bitch." Well, it doesn't say bitch. It kind of should, though. I like that. So it says, BluMaan's Ascend Volume Cream was developed to contest dull, flat hair. Our super light formula is heat activated and will provide an astonishing amount of lift without weighing down the hair. Pre-style with Ascend Volume Cream before blow drying to give your hair a boost of volume. So yeah, basically exactly what you would expect it to be. It's a cream that's meant to be applied to damp hair, blow dried in, and you're supposed to get big ol' volume. So let's take a closer look at this thing, and we'll start out with the packaging as usual. So as with the rest of their lineup now, this does come in an external cardboard box that has their kind of animal branding on it. And this one, the colorway is white and this kind of turquoise. And the animal for this one is fittingly an eagle. I mean, look at him. Look at him. He looks pissed. Then inside the box, of course, you have your canister. So this does come in a 3.4 ounce or 100 milliliter air-free pump top tube here. And as far as the pricing on this comes in at $23 US, and then you're going to pay shipping on top of that. I can't remember off the top of my head. They might have something. I think they did have something on their site like free shipping over something, 50 or 60 bucks. I don't remember. I'll put it on the screen, whatever it is. But yeah, so when all was said and done, I ended up paying 30 bucks for this because it was 23, and then I paid, I think it was 7 or maybe even 8 bucks for USPS shipping. And they did have another shipping option that was a little cheaper. It was DHL, and I think it was 5 bucks. But DHL is like, for whatever reason, fucking notorious for delivering my shit to the wrong house. So I didn't want to deal with that, so I paid the extra few bucks to have the postal service deliver it. So, I mean, pricing is okay. It's basically in like the salon product ballpark. So at essentially 30 bucks for 3.4 ounces, I mean, that's a good amount of product, but I'm hoping that it's going to live up to that salon standard. So before we get into the styling, we have to talk about everybody's favorite category, that scent. And I'm happy to say that one thing that this flu didn't do to me was destroy my sense of smell, so that's exciting. Dryer sheets? It's okay. I don't love the scent at all. It's lightweight, and once you've blow dried it in, it completely goes away, so it's not a big deal. But it's, yeah, I don't know. It's like too sweet and floral for me. It's not as floral as their Monarch Matte Pastes, but it is to me still floral, and it smells kind of soapy, like that's like dryer sheets or fabric softener or something. So does it fuck me up? No. But does it make me like mad? No. So it's whatever. All right, now quickly into the ingredients. They are listed on the back of the box. They're not on the tube, but who cares? So this is a water-based formula, and it's a salon formula, so there's like all kinds of shit that's hard to pronounce and whatever in there, and all kinds of things. But things that you'll recognize, it's got sunflower seed oil in it, which is good. That's a good color protectant for folks who have dyed hair. And the rest of these seem to be compounds that are, yeah. So I'll have the whole list for you down below. So getting a closer look at the formula, you can see that this is, well, it's exactly what you would expect it to be. It's a cream. It's very lotion-like. It breaks down effortlessly, and it has a quite slick feeling in the hands. It's not sticky at all. So with that, we can move right over into the demo footage. So we're starting out here with freshly washed hair. I've got nothing else in it, and they do recommend going in with a dime-sized amount, which for me works out perfectly to 1 pump. So I just mix that into my hands a bit, and then just rake it on through the hair, back to front, front to back, whatever, and then I like to go through with a comb just to make sure everything is nice and evenly distributed. Then all that's left to do is blow dry that bitch, and here are your final results. So we're looking okay here. It's done a pretty good job of dealing with the flyaways, not completely, but my hair does feel nice and soft. Let's try that again. It is definitely lightweight, and I believe they said it's supposed to have like a lightweight hold as well, which is true, I think. So, I think my hair looks pretty good here. I like the texture of it. It didn't go to strands or anything. It didn't really impart any extra shine or any extra matteness or whatever. It's just my kind of natural shine coming through, which I always appreciate. And the volume is okay. I'd say it's average. Did I get lifted? I don't really think so. It did an all right job. Now, I do want to mention, so when you're applying this to the hair and everything, it is completely slick. As I mentioned a minute ago, there is no stickiness whatsoever. But as you start to blow dry it, and this starts to dry and set in the hair, it does start to develop a bit of a grip. Nothing crazy, mind you, but it's enough where it can be helpful in, when you're styling with a brush. The little bit of grippiness helps your hair just kind of stick to the brush so you can really pull it taut and get some tension on there and whatever. But the kind of counter side to that is, at least for my hair, I found that if I apply even the slightest bit too much of this, the grip gets to the point where my brush doesn't want to move, and it just kind of gets stuck in there, and then it just feels like I'm pulling my hair at the roots, which is unpleasant. So I would definitely recommend, if you are going to try this, start with a small amount. Like, don't go in with like a handful, because I think the grippiness will take over. So I didn't bother doing a full endurance test on this because, let's face it, this is not really something that I would use on its own. I would definitely go in with some kind of post-styler after using this, which is fine. It's meant to be a pre-styler. You can use it by itself if you want a very flowy, natural hairstyle that's gonna have a lot of movement with just that slight bit of control, or if you want to shake it around and just become E-boy, yes. Yeah, you could do that, but for me, the hold is so light that I need at least a little something in there just to give it a little more added control, even if I am going for a looser kind of side swoopy thing like I've got going on today. So for instance, I've just gone in with just a touch of a medium hold clay, and this is our final result. So it still definitely has a lot of movement. It's still very lightweight. So you can see how the volume that I had built in was affected, I guess, by my post-styler of choice. So it's very average. This is not, I don't think that this is like mega volume at all for me. And I'm sure there are some people who are going to say, like, your hair is too long, bro. You got to have shorter hair to get the volume. Bullshit. I've used plenty of products with my current length of hair, which is this long, tip of my nose. So probably 6.5 inches in the front. I've used plenty of products that give me like Johnny Bravo shit going on. And this just didn't do that. So before we get into the overall thoughts here, I can quickly mention washout, I guess, because doesn't take it, literally just water, it's gone. I mean, you can't even, once you blow dry it in, you don't really feel anything in your hair anymore. So yeah. Tell you what though, I am digging these pastel pink tones right now. Fuck. All right, so overall thoughts on the BluMaan Ascend Volume Cream. It's aight. As I mentioned already, did I get lifted? No, I don't think so. And I've been using this for the past week at least. Even while I was sick, I did still like wash, blow dry my hair and stuff and test this. So I have been using it on the daily for a bit. Yeah, and it works. I mean, it works fine. As I mentioned, it does a pretty good job of smoothing all the flyaways. My hair looks nice and natural afterwards. It does have a lightweight feel in the hair, and it has what I would consider like a light or very light hold to it. So yeah, it's all fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't think that it gave me like the massive volume that it's kind of advertising, which I guess goes back to those folks who said like, well, it's probably not going to work well for you because you have thick hair and it's really meant for, you know, folks with finer or thinner hair. I half agree with that. Could I see this working better for folks with thinner or finer hair? Yes. Because especially that grippiness and I think the volume will just stay in better because with thicker, coarser hair, my hair is just naturally heavier. So this is fighting against gravity with my hair more so than finer-haired people, I suppose. But do I think that it's not meant for people with thicker or coarser hair? No, I mean, it's a volume cream. It's meant for whoever the fuck wants to use it. But yeah, maybe it won't perform quite as well for you if you have a hair type similar to mine. And as far as the aesthetic stuff, I like this packaging. I like the, you know, like the tube and the pump top is all right. This pump plastic feels a bit cheap, but I don't mind this. This looks, I feel like a bit nicer than their pomade jars and stuff. As far as the animal branding, I'm honestly over it. I mean, it looks okay. It's just, I don't know. It's like, it's too young for me. Like, I'm too old for that shit, which, whatever. I just sound like an old man now, but. And the scent, not a fan of. But what I will say, I would use this over their original Meraki as a pre-styler any day. Because while that, you probably will get more volume with that because of its hold and stickiness, but bitch, that stuff is so sticky, and someone with a coarse hair type like me, it is a fucking nightmare to blow dry with that stuff. So I would use this over that any day. And yeah, so I think it's good that they're kind of branching out and trying some new things with their line. I think that is a good thing. But I think that there are similar products to this out there from other brands that just do a better job for approximately the same price. And if you're really itching for a couple of comparisons, for what I just said, things like the Glitterati serum from Ex Mondo is a similar type of outcome. The Crafted Blow Dry Cream, the Amity Texture Spray from Sheer Revival, or even the Texture Spray from Trade Union as well. So, you know, those are all around the same price range. So to be honest, I would go with any one of those over this. So I guess that about wraps things up for this review, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it helpful. It does feel really good to no longer be sick and to get back into the swing of things here. Please stay tuned to the channel. I've got lots more stuff coming up. As I mentioned before, yes, the Avita grooming cream is on my list, and just a ton of other things. So if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all that. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching. And we'll see you at the next one.